Good morning. Hello, Bill.
What's up, Jeff? What's up, Kath?
Hey, Bill.
You
Good
made it
morning.
home
And
to
everybody
Orlando.
else. Brian, what's up, buddy? And Will?
I'm
Brian
finishing
Decker.
my yogurt. My oatmeal.
Hello, Will. Chrissy, hello.
How's
Hey,
everybody
good morning,
doing this
everyone.
morning?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Will's very focused on something. Will's
Uh,
focused in.
Yeah, I had to get the sound to work. Now I'm good
Oh,
now.
Unlike the rest of us, Will has a brain that's like spinning. I'm just like staring off into space.
oh, how's everybody doing?
Very well. Very well.
Yeah, people keep coming in. Brian, how you been?
Is my audio muted? I can't tell.
Yep.
Yes.
Who, yeah, who's that?
That's Brad.
Oh,
You just
Brad.
asked-
Okay.
Oh,
I thought
Brad.
you said, Brad, how you doing?
Oh, no, I said
Brian.
Brian. I said Brian, how you doing? I can't tell who you are. It just says iPhone. But hello, Brad.
Oh, sorry about
I
that.
want to hear how you're doing too. So.
I'm like a poodle on linoleum.
Never heard that one before, but that makes sense in this business. I get it. That's,
Hey Jeff, I'm doing good. Thanks for
yeah.
asking.
Are you good? Good.
Good, good. Hope everybody else is doing well.
How's your business, Brian? What are you seeing?
It's up and down a little bit. Listings are still sitting, getting showings, but people aren't jumping off the fence to, write offers. And a couple of the offers we've had have just been, crazy, crazy stuff with weird stuff in them, contingencies, stuff like that. But it's still slow.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
On the listing side, and I'm having other, trying to help a couple other agents sell their properties as well, but we're just not getting the foot traffic, unfortunately.
Still some stuff with the rates, and I think we're coming into the time of year when just people start getting sidetracked, holidays and everything else too. It always slows down here at least. This time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
I mean, closing a few deals here and there, but nothing to write home about.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy, where are you at? I forget.
Yeah, I'm down in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay, gotcha.
So North Central Florida.
That's right. I haven't talked to her for a while. I need to call her. You know who I'm
Trish?
talking about? Trish. Yeah. Have you talked to her lately?
No, I haven't talked to her recently, but she's been on my mind too. So I'll probably be calling her today now that we mentioned it.
Yeah, I need to catch up with her, see how she's doing, if she's taking her classes and stuff down there in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew you were in Florida.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember where in Florida. I'm like, where's she in Florida? Tampa? I was trying to remember. Anyway, talk to so many agents all the time. How are things down there for you? I know you guys don't see so much the seasonal shift, I don't think, as much as what we do.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, Florida, there's always the hub for people moving and coming down this way, and definitely for those who are looking for homes for the winter. And where I'm located is where the University of Florida is. So it's college town. So you definitely have people coming in, and some large medical places as well. So, things are slow here, kind of like everywhere else. But yeah, we don't see quite like I'm originally from Minnesota. I know that they're going to have a really slow season coming up there just because of winter and stuff like that. And we don't typically see that as much down here. It'll slow down a little bit, but the flow and the opportunity should still be there.
Where in
It's a great
Minnesota
time.
were you, Chrissy? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I was from southeastern Minnesota, Lake City, Minnesota, kind of
Yeah.
down by Red Wing, Wabasha, Rochester area. Yeah, my family's all up there still.
Lived till 14 in Okoboji, Iowa, which is northwest Iowa, right down by the southwest corner of Minnesota. We were 7 miles from the Minnesota border, so
Great.
I know where you're at. Or we're at.
Coming in here, they keep coming. Have you guys all joined the Facebook group? Is everybody here in there? Push on that a little bit. Just make sure people get in. It's just gonna become kind of a.
Yep.
They got that new tool set up, which is kind of in beta right now. I haven't been in there much yet, but it's basically just like Workplace. I mean, so Glenn designed the whole thing, which is nice. So I know all our state groups will be in there and referral groups and all that kind of stuff. We'll all come back in there. But as far as our team and stuff, I think the Facebook hub is going to be probably the place to do it for the most part. So, which I think is so much easier because we're all on Facebook probably every day anyway, just about, So it's not like having to think about checking a new thing, which was kind of the problem with Workplace, I think. If you don't get in the habit of doing it. So it'd be real easy while you're in Facebook, you even just see a notification if or just, click on your groups, go to that Facebook Freedom Team community and see what's new, So, and feel free to use that page, anything you guys want to post or questions or comments, or you see something good you want to put in there, put it in there, whatever, post it up.
Hey, Jeff, do we have do we have a link or do you have what's that under? I'm not sure if I'm on there or not.
Here, you know what I can do?
Freedom Team Community.
Freedom Team Community. Yeah. And Andy created a QR code. I'll put it in the chat here.
Yeah, here it is. If you click on it, can you see it on my screen right now? It's kind of small.
Let's see here. Yeah, and hold on a second. I'm going to try to get it, Kathy. Hold on.
See if that'll work.
I thought I was, but I'm not.
I'll put it in the chat too, because you can always just click on that and then just ask for an invite, and then we're just adding everybody in there as we see the invites come in. So here, I'll put it in here.
Would anybody come with anything that they wanted to talk about specifically today? Anything on your mind? Any challenges? Any wins? Anything? For those of you that maybe haven't been here on Wednesdays, this today is all about y'all, like what y'all want to talk about, what you have going on that maybe you're struggling a little bit with, or we always love to hear wins too, and so, yeah. Did anybody have anything today specifically they want to talk about?
Mike, did you call Brad yesterday? Did you talk to him at all?
I did not get a chance. I'm actually going to probably call him today. I just didn't get a chance yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, it was really good yesterday. I think most everybody here was on, I believe, I think. Were you on yesterday, Will?
Yes, I was.
I think I saw your name on there. Yeah. So it was good,
Yeah.
It's a great, solid way to build consistent business. I mean, and it does get back. I know we just want to simplify everything and all. It's great that we have all these electronic tools and AI and all these different things, but some of that's just kind of going back to some of the basics, but it works. Rolls of stamps, envelopes, mail outs, man, I did all that stuff.
100%. Yeah.
Big part of our business back in the day.
So I'll share something.
Mike and I were talking, it was kind of a combination of things. Some people respond to mail, some will respond to email, some will respond to text, some won't respond to anything, but you can just hit people from all these different angles. And some people just don't check their emails hardly ever.
That's right.
But
which is what Brad was teaching.
Yeah. I mean, it just does say something when you get something in the mail. I don't know. I literally get the mail every day and I come in and I stand there with a trash can. And just sort, trash. Here's the one thing I need. And here's the bill. And I put that in the box and pay it on the first. It's just, here's what, this is what you do. But all of a sudden you get that thing in the mail. Like I did. It was Scott Pewitt who, he and I were on a call one day and whatever. And just, he needed some help with some stuff. And 3 days later, I get this thank you card in the mail. I was just like, wow, that's cool. Yeah, haven't had one of those in years. Actually in the mail.
It's like getting those window washing door hangers, right?
Yeah.
And you never want them until the day you go, you know what? I want my windows done. And on that time.
Yeah.
Right.
You're glad.
Yeah. Well, again,
handwritten note more than that, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of the point that it all works in different ways for different people
right.
at different times. Michael Reese, I mean, he's been talking about that a lot, Kathy, just that whole, 10,000 door hangers. And,
yeah,
he's doing it for the multiple cash offers. And he'll just hire a couple high school kids after school and they'll go canvass a neighborhood and for 2 hours and they'll hang, whatever, 100, 200 door hangers. And they'll pay him $100 a week to go out and do it. And whatever. And next thing you know, he's getting these leads coming in, these cash offers for their homes.
Brad reminded me a lot of Reese yesterday. I almost said something about Michael Reese when he was really in production doing, his direct part, his neighborhood, right, with direct mail and doing that a lot. But he was being very consistent with it and, sold 300 something houses in 1 year because of the consistency. But yeah. I thought Brad yesterday, it was so basic and simple that if you literally just follow that, get your database to 1,000 people, and he talked us through, how to do that and really follow his system, you're going to sell 75 to 100 houses a year, every year. And it's going to, it's going to be a consistent thing that you can do that. And, he, I was thinking the whole time he's sitting there doing all his mailings himself, I'm like, why don't you hire somebody for $10 or $12 to do that? But whatever, you know, do it yourself, hire somebody out to do it. I was, I thought yesterday was really good just for a basic system for somebody. They don't just spend a whole lot of money, right? Nothing. What else did y'all think yesterday? Who else was there and had a takeaway? Or, I mean, I know most everybody was there. What was y'all's takeaway?
You talked about the simplicity of it. We should at this point know that all, especially our past clients, closest sphere of influences, that's really where the money comes from. The majority of my business is from past clients and referrals from them. And so the great example is, you talking about just stay top of mind. I told a story one time on here. I don't know which class that it was that I live across the street from my neighbor. I'm moving signs. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm wearing hats sometimes and selling real estate. And 7 years into being his neighbor, one day we're talking, and then something came up about real estate, and he was talking about somebody else, and I went, I am a real estate agent. He goes, no shit. So either I wasn't clear enough, or I didn't kind of act the part, so to speak. I figured, okay, he knows I'm a realtor. I'm not going to be pushy or whatever else, but I wasn't necessarily intentional about when I'm talking to him to be a little bit more intentional, because I don't see him too often. So that taught me the greatest thing ever is it's my responsibility to be in front of them, not their responsibility to keep track of what I'm doing.
I had a couple, and again, there's new people in here. I've told this before, but this was back. It's probably been, 10, 12 years ago. But I remember this couple, Gary and Deb Grissom were their names, and I just remember it was a lead that came in, an internet lead, and back in the day, I mean, called them, and it was like I think they wanted a. It was like I used to run these things, 27 tips to get your house ready for sale kind of thing, and there's a little thing we put in the mail, and it would send it out to them. And so they requested that. So I call them up and find out what they're looking to do. We're just, somewhere in the next few years, we're going to be moving. We saw your ad. So no rush, but, appreciate the thing. And, would it be okay to, send you a monthly newsletter, just ways to keep up on the market, that kind of stuff? Yeah, sure. That's fine. Whatever. And when would be a good time to follow back? You always ask that question. I don't know. Call us in a year. We like I said, we really have no set plans. We know we're going to do it at some point. Okay, great. I always learned this. Craig Proctor, call them in half the time that they said. So at 6 months, I'd call them up. They don't remember. We told you to call in a year. Why are you calling us in 6 months? They don't remember that. Hey, Gary, Deb, Jeff Morrell, Keller Williams, Realty back in the day, hey, Jeff, whatever. Just wanted to check in, just, see anything new, with your plans, just touch and base, whatever. You get my newsletter. Yeah, we're getting the newsletter. Just caught up. When would be a good time to follow back with you? I just, again, really no plans right now. I don't know. You can call us in really a couple of years or so. I mean, there's just no set plans. So just, again, cut it in half. But just that consistent staying in touch in that newsletter. And I remember out of nowhere, all of a sudden, it was like 7 years later, literally, that they called me. And like out of nowhere. And like, hey, we're, can we set a time for you to come by? We're ready to get our house in the market. Like, so I go meet with them, and come to find out their next door neighbor was a realtor. You remind me of that, Mike, when you said that. Their next door neighbor was a realtor. Their best friend at church, he's a realtor. And they were like, there's no way we would, our neighbor's going to be mad at us, and the guy at church is probably going to be upset, whatever, but there's no way we couldn't use you. My God, we've been in touch with you for 7 years. You've been a man. And all it was just automated stuff going out, with an occasional phone call just to catch up and touch base and see where they're at. But just, they hired me. I sold their house. They bought another house. It was probably $30,000 in commission, that finally came 7 years later. And it just, all it was a few phone calls along the way, just keeping up. And just that monthly thing going out to them, just keeping my name in front of them. And that consistency, that's where most people go wrong. Whatever, after 6 months, they stop sending anything. But they don't have a drip campaign that's working or any kind of automated thing going out at all. And so you end up losing so many people, because they forget about you, So, and there's multiple ways to do that now in this day and age with technology and all this kind of stuff we're doing.
I just got a call this Monday. It was, so a couple of days ago, I met this man. Long story, I talked to him 2 years ago. This is what not to do, but it still worked, I guess. And I talked to this man 2 years ago. His daughter was going to be going to one of the colleges here in town. And he was just looking at this property that was already under contract. And so he was like, okay, well, just let me know if anything else comes available. And, I'm going to have a son coming up behind her, going to that same college. And so I just put him on an auto search, and he's been on that auto search for 2 years. I did not call him at all, which was not good. That's what I didn't do right. But he called me Monday. And then I met him and he was like, you've been sending me things for 2 years. I said, I'm just going to give her my business. And so sometimes you just never know.
You wore him down.
I guess. I guess. But, it's funny because I thought about him a couple of times over the last couple of years. And I was like, oh, I should call. His name's Ahmad. I should call him. And then I'd be busy and I didn't call him. And anyway, so what not to do. But I will tell y'all a win that I had, a win for a client of mine that I had today, this week. So have a couple of closings this week, and I got the closing statement for one of my closings, and I had written in the contract that the seller was going to pay I have the buyer, seller was going to pay 3% towards closing cost, and I got the estimated closing the Alta. Do they call that the Alta everywhere? For closing. Okay, that's the old HUD closing doc, whatever, that's got all the numbers on it. And so I'm looking at it and I'm calculating it, and I was like, they're only paying $7,539 in closing, and 3% was like 13 grand. And so I called the lender, and we're closing tomorrow. This happened Monday evening. It was about 5:40. I called him and I was like, and I don't know why lenders don't do this. David Tron's on here. He can probably say, but anyway, I was like, I'm looking at this estimated closing doc from the lender, and I said, there's only $7,500 being used here. I said, we've got 3%. I'm like, can we not buy the rate down or something for my client? Like, I don't want to just leave that money on the table because that's just going to go back to the seller. And he was like, well, we'll have to pull a file out of closing. It's already, been clear to close. I'm like, okay. I was like, I need you to call somebody first thing in the morning, because I don't want to leave this money. So by noon yesterday, he called me back, and they're able to give my buyer 0.5%, buy the rate down a whole 0.5%. So it's from 6.125 to 5.625 my buyer's getting. I calculated what the savings is a month for my buyer. It's $600 a month by buying down that 0.5%. But my point to all that is, in my experience, what I have seen over the years, and if I have mentees, I harp on my realtors that they have to know the numbers. You got to understand the numbers. You got to understand how to really look at that closing document and all of that for that type of example right there. And so, does anybody have any questions? So I'll ask, does anybody have any questions where they're maybe not as clear about, the numbers of a transaction? A lot of times realtors say, that's what my lender's for. I'll just let my lender deal with that. Well, not all lenders are looking at it like that. Right? Like, this lender was going to just let that go. It seemed, and it wasn't my lender. She wanted to go to her local bank. And so it's not somebody I had a relationship with. But they pulled it off and, got that 0.5% rate buy down for my client. So, which is huge for them. Like I just said, $600 a month that's going to save them.
It's important to understand that kind of stuff for your clients.
100%.
Again, it's not something just the lender ultimately, they should know more about it than we do, whatever. But we need to know stuff like that, to how can we help our clients? That's awesome. I just saw this on Keeping Current Matters. I'll post this here in the chat. This is today. If you guys we haven't talked about Keeping Current Matters for a long time. I've subscribed to them for the last 3 years or so. Great daily content. Things to post. You can set up where it automatically posts on all your social media. But what I like about stuff like this too is you could take this right here, and here's the caption that they put together. A caption. You can just literally copy and paste this and post it. I'll just share that. That was the caption they put.
Who'd say he's putting that together?
What's that?
Who'd you say was putting that together?
Keeping Current Matters.
Oh yeah.
And so you can subscribe. It's like, I don't know, 40, $50 a month or something, whatever. But you can set up automatically where it just posts every day. But I thought this was really good because it's just, again, people being so focused on the interest rates. That's the headlines every day. Interest rates. What buyers care about the monthly payment. And this is just a good point. You could make a video out of this. You can make a quick reel, a 1-minute video where you basically almost just read this, put that into Chat GPT and just have it rewrite it for you into a 1-minute video. And then, use that graphic right there. And you could create something like that. You could send this out to all your prospects, whatever, like, again, not to put pressure on people, but just something for them to understand. I mean, again, $50 a month, $600 a year, way different than Kathy's story. $600 a month or whatever it was, $500 a month. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
And again, it's just something some people just don't know. It might get some people off the fence, off the couch. Let's go look at some homes. Maybe $50. Like, come on, let's go. That's one meal at a restaurant these days. For a couple. I mean, it's whatever. You might have some people that just pushed, like, okay, wait a minute. That's not as big a deal as we thought. Maybe we should go ahead and go look. So anyway, Will, are you new to real estate? I know you're new to us. How long have you been in real estate, Will?
No, I've been in it since '09.
Okay, long time.
But yeah, I was doing it mainly part-time and I had a full-time job with the VA.
Are you guys all familiar with Keeping Current Matters?
No.
No, I mean, I'll just show you here real quick. So just to share it. I mean, because again, something to look into. It's good.
I use it and I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like every day they give you a blog, 5 days a week. They give you a blog, which goes hand in hand with that graphic. So again, you could, like, again, same kind of thing. I've got mine set up automatically, but like on my regular page, like I could take this right here. I'll just do this right now. If I go share and then I'll just do copy, caption, and hashtags, go to Facebook, share now. It's going to go to my Facebook. Okay, well, that's my business page, which automatically posts there. So I don't want to repost there. Hold on a minute. Do this one more time. So share now. It'll go to my personal page. It does that. I just take that caption that they give it. I take out the hashtag of Keeping Current Matters, and then I just post it. And it's basically just talking about, the interest rates. Don't be afraid of today's mortgage rates. If you're ready, this might be your chance to make your move before the market wakes up again. And I post it, So just quick and simple way to get content out there on your social media, which again, it will do it automatically on your Facebook business page, on your Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. But again, you could take that right there. Let me just take this and maybe even take a chart like that, just save that as a picture, as an image on your computer, put that in. You could put together a quick 1 minute, 2 minute, 3-minute video for your Facebook or for your YouTube channel. A reel that you could put together, a short, something you could post, send out to, whatever, once a week, send out a different thing to your client, your database. There's so much you could do with that. Just we're always looking for content. We had what's her face on Alicia Collins out of Casper, Wyoming, about a month ago. If you remember her training that she did on a Tuesday, she closed 80 deals last year personally, and her team closed 250. And all they do is videos, 3 videos a day. That's what they do. And most of her videos, I mean, she talked about it. She shared on that training how she was like, yeah, yesterday I'm sitting in the parking lot at my kid's school waiting on them to come out. And, I had a couple minutes, so I did a video. And she literally had the video shot, like just holding her phone right there in her car, had the video shot, put it into CapCut, had it edited, music, captions, everything, and had it posted before the kids got in the car. Done. Because once you do it a little bit, it just gets easier and easier and easier. And it's just content, putting it out there. And she closed 250 deals a year, and that's what she does. 3 videos a day and she does all the social media platforms from Snapchat to LinkedIn to Threads to, it's like she had like 8 or 9 different ones, but it's just, it's simple stuff, but there's a great way to come up with content is Keeping Current Matters. It's a great way to just be relevant out there in social media world with your real estate and video ideas for YouTube, that kind of stuff. So something to look at if you're not familiar with it, maybe. Great stuff every day that they do. Once a month, they come out with it's a market report. It's more of a nationwide thing, but they give you all their PowerPoint slides. They actually do it every week. They do a weekly update, then they do a monthly update. And easy to grab slides out of that along with like local data to put in there and to put out like a quick 10-minute video that you could send out to your database or post or quick little reels on the state of the market. Yeah, Chrissy, you're using it. Let's see who else has stuff. I know Kathy had she's on here, I think, on her phone. She's got on her way to an appointment. One thing
Hey,
I want
Jay.
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to just ask you, kind of so others can kind of get your feedback. So, what was your takeaway from EXPCon?
There was a ton of stuff. One of the things that I will share, and here, let me put this. I'm gonna put something here in the chat. Somebody quoted this right here, and it was something I was going to share today. But this came up last week, and I thought, wow, that's really good because let me show you this. It's a quote from John Wooden. If you click on that in the chat, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. And I've been sharing that with agents that I've been showing EXP to. I'm talking to a lot of people right now about all of it. Because again, I think right now, one of the big things that I heard from a lot of people, and I've heard this the last couple conferences I've been to, was just, with 2 years of historic low home sales, the demand that has built up in real estate right now is probably bigger than it's been in several decades. And there's just so much talk right now, like when those gates open up, when things turn, they're going to turn big time. We could easily go back to that scenario of 21 and 22, basically, where the market was just, 10 offers on a property and under contract in a day and prices going through the roof and that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not hard to see that could happen because of the demand. There are so many people that want to sell and they're just holding off. There are so many people that want to buy and they're just holding off. And so that quote right there, now is the time. It's a little bit slower. Now is the time to get your systems up and running. If you're building funnels, get them built. Learn it. Learn the tools. Learn the systems. Get your YouTube going. Now's the time to build that channel and build it right. Get TubeBuddy. Learn how to hashtag and SEO and all that kind of stuff. Learn some of these different things and get it in place now while it's still a little bit slower because you could be in front of the market. That was one of the things that I heard from several people, and even, from the stage, but also just individual talks with some of these, again, really big agents. They're like, oh man, we're getting our systems in place. Like we're taking advantage of this time right now in a huge way, to get ready because most people will wait and they'll end up like, oh shoot, I got to get my YouTube going because the market's on fire, which that's fine, but you're chasing the market. Get in front of the market. That was one of the big things that I saw, and heard down there. It was a great event. What let me pull up my notes. What are some things you got, Mike? Anything jump out? I mean, there's a ton of stuff that jumped out. Anything you?
So it was I love the part where Glenn was talking about we are always in beta, always looking for that next thing that's going to put the company and its agents kind of ahead of the rest. And definitely AI, the technology in AI and how it's just starting to spread across everything that we do. Gosh, I don't even there's so much.
Yeah.
Pick one thing.
Yeah.
Pick one thing with AI and try to focus on it. I don't know if you would try to focus on everything AI.
Well,
But there was also the point of knowing the AI and incorporating it into your business as part of a helper to your business, but not your business, because the AI, people know what AI is, they recognize it, and it's your helper, not the leader, right? So that was a huge thing. The AI and knowing that the AI is your helper, it's not going to take place of you.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I took away from, and that is all true, Mike, what you just said, I agree. And I took that away. And there's a lot of nuggets that I took away. But what I get when I go to these conferences is reminded, not that I need a reminder because I already believe it, but I am so grateful to be partnered up with this company and the leadership that we have with Glenn, with Leo. I mean, everything they do, most every single thing they're talking about is all the things they're working on, all the things they're releasing is all about how do we help the agents be better. And then when they released what Jeff mentioned at the beginning, the EXP hub, because people were complaining about Slack. So then Glenn immediately goes to work. This is our founder. And he's like, well, since we can't find anything else that, you know, is comparable to Workplace, it's easy to use, all of those things, he said, I'll just create it. And he used AI to create it. But this is, I doubt any other leadership person, like owner of a company in the real estate space, could create what Glenn has created. And that's one of the huge benefits we have that I was reminded of. Like his past background before real estate was in internet startup businesses. And so his tech, you know, he geeks out all the time on tech stuff, he says. And so with the speed of lightning, with AI and everything changing in the technology world, to have him leading us is a gift.
Yeah. Kathy, one thing I'm going to add with that, you talking about just Glenn. I'm going to tell you a really funny story, just how personable that Glenn is. So I've met Glenn a couple times now, both up in Denver. I'm in that first class when he is talking about that system that he's put in place. So we walk into that classroom and it's dark. And I kind of sit near the back of the class. And there's a guy sitting one seat in, but I wanted to kind of sit on the outside. And I kind of leaned over to the guy and I said, hey, I said, did anybody sit in here? He goes, no, you get you, man. So, and I sit down and I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, that looks an awful lot like Glenn. But that's probably not Glenn because there's people still all around me. There's some next to him, some in front and behind me. And I'm sitting down thinking, yes, I don't even want to humor the guy because I know he probably hears it all the time. So they go on up there and they're talking about, you know, all the stuff that's going on and hating Slack and everything. And, you know, Glenn's been working on it. And there's a guy that's been next to me the whole time. And he's just typing away the whole time. And then they said, well, he's going to come on up. And then Glenn stands up. Excuse me, buddy. So when he comes back and he sits down, I said, you know, when I saw you, I said, you and I met a couple times already. And I said, when I saw you, I'm thinking that looks too much like Glenn, but you would not be sitting back here in the back with everybody else, you know. And I said, I just didn't want to bother the guy that looked like him so much because you probably get it all the time. And he just laughed.
Yeah.
He's like, as a matter of fact, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I want to share something here if you guys didn't catch this. EXP University, they did launch yesterday. This started, but you go in and they're individual classes. This AI class that EXP now is offering, 8 weeks, 11 trainers, 11 coaches. Yesterday was this one, you know, your personal assistant, but you can register for any one of these. You know, they're all different topics. You have to register individually. You want to do social media? That's next Wednesday, the 4th. Is that the 4th? Tuesday, next Tuesday. So AI and social media, AI automations, autopiloting your business, AI, your CRM, Lofty, Bold Trail, consistent lead flow. All these here are AI classes that you can do. They have one for agent attraction coming up, build your rev share. You know, I mean, You can register for any of these. It's all in EXP University. And some of the AI training they had down there was, holy cow, like the stuff that they're doing. I mean, it was unbelievable. Some of that stuff. A couple of those presentations from stage, amazing. The next Fast Cap starts today, actually, the 29th. Actually, that one might be full. There's a nighttime one, November 5th. There's a Spanish one coming in January. So just so you know, that one there starts today, but that one's already closed. But then they've got also these icon classes. Icon, not for icons, taught by icon mastery. And these are awesome, these playbooks that they're putting together. Like crazy good stuff, you know? Again, top of mind. Mike, you're talking about that. I mean, like, here's this whole thing. Access the playbook. It's all this stuff to be top of mind, you know? And you click on any of this stuff, and it's just, there's so much value in here, you know, to read down through this. It's, you know, and a lot of these, there's links in here. It's just, it's crazy. And they're doing this for all these classes that they're doing. And so, anyway, if you haven't checked it out, they've totally revamped the EXP University page, just added to it more stuff. So that was one of the big things. I mean, AI is huge. It's not going anywhere. Nick will be back next Tuesday for our group for AI, first Tuesday of the month. But to jump in on some of those classes that EXP is offering for AI, it just, you know, can't hurt. They're all free, of course. So lots of good stuff. But no, it was a great conference. It's just always good being there. It does just kind of reaffirm, like, wow, like we are at the right company. You know, I felt that big time. I mean, Leo's on a whole nother level as a CEO. The fact that he's an agent, that just helps so much. He's not a corporate guy, you know. He gets all of us because he's been there, and that just helps having somebody like that leading the charge. You know, his presentations
100%.
down there were off just amazing. So I'm hoping, they've done this before. We'll have to wait and see if they put this out. But in the past, I want to keep watching their YouTube channel, because in the past they've always taken like some of that good content from out there, and they'll package them together and post videos from like his presentation right there towards the end of the second day that he came out and did was like all just the state of the industry. Those stats and numbers and stuff that he pulled out, like, wow, like so good, you know? So hopefully they'll have that out where we could watch it again, or, you know, everybody could watch it. So anyway, but Brad, now I see you. You're back. Hello, Brad. So anything we can help you with at all while you're in here? It's great to have you here, obviously. So
You know, so I'm trying to help Sean Corbett, like he needs my help. Okay. I'm trying to help him lease a house that his family owns that's local to me. And, you know, he's whatever, 10 hours away.
yeah.
And I've tried to lease this house 3 different times. First people came back, their background check came back with multiple mug shots.
Wow. Okay, well,
So-
good to know.
So
That's
it
what
was
the
like,
background check is for, I guess.
okay, well.
Yeah.
So the next one he asked me, are they on America's Most Wanted? Anyway, I'm just having a hard time. I showed it this morning. That's where I was driving from when I got on.
Okay.
And seems like a nice enough guy, but man, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I'm ranting, I guess.
No, yeah. It's, you know, you'll find somebody. It'll come through. You know,
Yeah.
keep the marketing going. Keep it out there.
The mug shots, though, that was
Yeah.
priceless. Priceless.
That's not
Husband
happening.
and wife had mug shots.
Oh wow.
Husband and wife. Yeah.
We'll probably see more and more of that in this day and age as time goes on. Oh my gosh, crazy times, crazy days. So anyway, Leanne, I don't know if you can talk. I know your mic you're unmuted. I know you're probably at work or whatever. Are you able? Is there anything going on with you, Leanne, that we can help with? I know you've been having some
I
closings.
didn't
which is
realize
good.
I was unmuted.
No, I mean, we can't hear anything. I mean, you're quiet over there. But anyway, No, it's good to have you. I saw your couple posts on Facebook. You've had some closings here. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got another one coming up at the end of November for a gentleman that I've been helping for about 4 years.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. It's nice when it pays off, you know?
Yep.
So very cool. I would remind you guys, any of you that are thinking about doing any kind of, attracting at all, it is the time of year when more agents move than any other time. And with the state of the market, it is not hard to reach out to agents. I would just tell you to plug into Mondays and Thursdays with what we're doing tomorrow, the Q&A. Just, bring some questions. We could talk about some of that here, but agents are more and more agents are open to looking and moving than any other time of the year, because it has slowed down. It's that, it's just moving season in real estate. 23 years in and 7 years here, that's what we, October, November, December, things just start to pick up in that direction and even into January. But a lot of the bigger agents, they want to be settled in somewhere by January, so they can really kick off the new year at the new company, being set up and ready to go. So, for me personally, because you guys know I'm actively doing that, I'm ramping everything up with that. I'm ramping up my webinars that I'm doing, my ads that I'm doing to, get people to the webinars. I'm picking all that up right now because it's moving season. So just something to think about there. If anybody has any questions on that, happy to help there too. But, if you know anybody that other companies, and one of the easiest things that you can do is reach out to those agents you've done some deals with. I know Brad, you're just getting started over here. So, but for those of you guys that have some, agents like that, those are easy conversations. Hey, just wanted to touch base. I know obviously it was great working with you. Have you ever, how's your business been this year? That'd be one of the first questions I'd ask, and just have that conversation. And most agents are just, it's been tough. It's been slow. Yeah, it's been a hard year, whatever. You'll hear that stuff. And hey, have you ever really sat down and just done a side-by-side comparison of EXP? I'm not here to push you on EXP. I'm not here to sell you on it. I'm not here to get you to move, but I would love to just show you the latest with what's going on. We just had our convention. Unbelievable, the stuff they're rolling out for agents. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why agents are just flocking here, and I would love to just share it with you. If you're open to looking. If you're not, that's fine. But if you're open to looking, I'd love to just show you why I moved and why so many agents are moving, and just, run the numbers by and just see what it looks like. If it intrigues you, we'll dive in deeper. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. Thanks for looking. I'm not here to push you at all. But would you be open to just jumping on a Zoom for 30 minutes? And there's just ways to have that conversation where it's just not, it's not a hard sell. They're not going to be pushed. It's not threatening, whatever. And they're like, sure, I'll take a look. It doesn't hurt to look. Yeah, I'm open to looking, whatever. More are open to looking right now than any other time. So anyway, something to consider, because you get a few people, and they bring a few people with them. A lot of times that happens. They might bring one or two, and next thing you know, you got, I don't know, 5, 10, 20 people now part of your group, and you're getting paid every time they have a closing, and that starts bringing you $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. Would that be helpful? That's helpful for all of us. I don't know. Pay some bills, cover some marketing costs, pay for an assistant. I don't know, pay your mortgage. I mean, there's a lot of things you can get done with that. And there's a lot of agents just doing some simple things like that. And now is the time of year that more agents are open and looking. So just things to consider, that's out there. And we're all here to help you with that. If anybody needs that help or wants to do that, come tomorrow. Kelly and Eric leading up that Thursday training where they really dive into that deeper. So.
Jeff,
Yes, sir.
on a side note, is it exp.life.com? What is that one that shows where the agent?
Yeah. I'll put it in here. It's let's see, it's life.exprealty.com. I'll put that right here in the chat, the link. There you go. Good site to bookmark. Good site to go in once a week and just check out the stories. It'll inspire you. I mean, when you go in there and start seeing some of these, I mean, just stories of agents that have moved and company news, company updates. I send that out to every agent that I, show EXP to that's in my follow-up email. Hey, take a look at, I actually send them to the page of the agent stories. So good stuff there.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep, for sure. Anything else? Anybody? We can stick around till 10. We can cut loose a little early. I'm good with whatever. My next thing is at 11, so I got to jump in the shower. That's for sure.
I've got my first funnel lead,
Oh,
and
good.
so this
Okay.
this Sunday I'm gonna show her some new
Nice.
construction, first one. So
Awesome.
I'm like
Oh,
a poodle on a million.
Good for you. That's awesome. It starts.
Keep us posted. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
No, go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, keep us posted how that goes. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I don't know. You guys are so much more experienced than me.
No.
I feel
Yeah.
silly, but
No. Don't. We all start. We all start at the very beginning. I mean, every one of us. I mean, it's just And I'll tell you, just to have those kind of systems and tools again, my first day in the office, he puts the white pages in front of me with a one page of scripts that he and I kind of role played for about 10 minutes. He's like, "Okay, you'll do great," and he cuts me. I'm like, "What?" Like, I just start calling these people. Like, okay, starting A, I guess. I don't know. Here's the white pages for Colorado Springs. And I'm just cold calling. Oh my goodness, was that horrible? And then 5 days later, out there door knocking. I mean, some people love that stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to door knock. I don't want to cold call. I just, whatever. And I share that story. I mean, I had to get out where the people were. I wasn't going to get any leads in my office. So when I have Zooms, I'm here like in my home office or where it's quiet. But when I'm done with this, I got 3 coffee shops I go to all the time. They all know me by name. Everybody that works there, and there's a lot of regulars, and I see them. And in fact, Lane has a buyer. We're working with a buyer right now. He's looking up to about 600,000, and it's a guy I met at the coffee shop probably 6 months ago. And he came up to me. Hey, I see you in here all the time. Hey, my name's Dave. Hey, Dave. Jeff. Nice to meet you. You're in real estate, right? Yeah, I'm a realtor. You got a minute? Can I ask you a couple questions? He sits down and we start talking for 20 minutes about real estate. He was going through a divorce, all this kind of stuff. And I see him in there all the time. Well, about, I don't know, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, it was on a Saturday. I'm in there working on the computer. If I'm doing computer work and email and even making some calls, I'll just go over there because I can at least be around people, And on the back of my laptop, when I open my laptop up, it's got the EXP logo. I mean, there's people who'll just come up and start talking to you sometimes. It'll happen. Every now and then somebody will just, can I ask you a question? You're a realtor? Yeah. Whatever. And so anyway, we start talking and sure enough, he's through the divorce. Hey, I'm ready to buy. What, just, can you help me out here? Just, yeah, whatever. We set him up on a home search, got him to a lender, and we're working with him right now. He's not in a rush, but when he buys, that'll be nice. But it came from the coffee shop. I would never have met that guy if I just sat here at home all day waiting on my phone to ring. Come on, I'm a realtor. Why is my phone ringing? It doesn't work that way, And so my first deal came from sitting at a Starbucks, and I just, again, Brent Gove talks about this, and I've done this for years. I just, you can't advertise it. You can't market it. You can't put it in a deal. But every one of those people behind the counter at Wayfinder Coffee that I could walk to if I wanted to, they've all got my business cards, and they all know if you send anybody my way that ends up buying or selling a house, I'll have a $300 Visa gift card for you after we close as a thank you. Now, again, I can't advertise that. I can't do all that kind of stuff. I can't put it in the deal. But I'm going to thank people if they send people to me, and I'll just go to the store and I'll get something. And you do that for somebody one time, and holy cow, next thing you know, they're all sending you people. Because, they're making, $10 an hour making coffee. Like that $300 goes a long way. So my first deal, I'd walk into that Starbucks where I was there every day from I was in there 8 in the morning. I'd leave, at 6 and I was there all day. And every hour and a half, I'd just get up and stretch my legs and move around. And I just find reasons to talk to people, You know, somebody's wearing a Broncos jersey. Hey, what do you think, man? They're having a good season. What do you, how are they doing this? You know, next thing you know, we're talking. You know, hey, you know, I'm Jeff. You know, oh, I'm Dave. You know, Dave, what do you do? I'm a plumber. What do you do? I'm a real estate. You know, how's the market? That's the question every time. You just added somebody to your database. I got a monthly market report. I said, no, keep you up on the market. And Russ Legan did a training for us. Just adding people to your database on a daily basis. Just by looking for reasons to compliment somebody, looking for reasons to talk to somebody, you know, whatever, and you start having that conversation, they will ask you about the market when they find out you're a realtor, you know, and they, you know, and some of those will lead to things that just, you know, my first deal came from overhearing a couple ladies talking about real estate, and I just went over and introduced myself. Hey, not trying to eavesdrop. You know, I'm a realtor. I heard you guys talking, you know, some real estate stuff. You know, we had a little conversation. I didn't work with either one of them, but that night I got a call from a guy. You know, hey, you know, hello, this is Jeff. Yeah, are you a realtor here in town? Yeah, I'm a realtor. Yeah, you met one of my friends today at Starbucks, and anyway, we're in the military, and anyway, she gave me your name and number. I just want to call you. We're getting transferred to Utah. Could we set up a time for you to come by and look at our house? We need to sell our house. Sure. You know, that was my very first listing, where I put the sign in front of the wrong house. There's my first experience, Brad. I literally went over. It was, you know, this is like January 2002. It's dark at 4:30 here in Colorado Springs, whatever. And I went over there at the end of the day, and I was pounding the sign in the yard. Went up to the front door to knock just to let them know, hey, I got your sign. And this little Japanese lady, I'm like, oh my gosh, who's this? I'm like, oh shoot, I'm 2 houses down. They all look the same. It's one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods. I just had to pull a sign out, and I'm so glad I knocked on the door. I mean, you know, if I wouldn't have knocked on the door and, you know, the husband's leaving for work the next day. Honey, do we need to talk? What's going on? Who's this Jeff Morrell guy? What are you doing? We're selling the house. Are we not going to talk about this? Like, anyway, so yeah, but that's where my first deal came from just being out. You know, so I'll sit here when I'm doing Zooms because I need the quiet, but I will get out the rest of the day. You know, and do my stuff where I'm around people so much of the time. So, because I could do it all out there, and you will meet people and add people to your database, and that's where your business is going to grow and come from. So, anyway,
Jeff, I was at a wrestling match last night, and about 2 or 3 bleachers down, some lady was sitting there scrolling on her phone, looking at houses, and kind of slid down there. And I said, "Hey, you know, I couldn't help notice you're, you know, scrolling, looking at houses, and I'm a realtor." And I said, that's like, you know, attraction material to me, you know. And so we just got to chatting, and I got their information. I'm setting them up a link.
Nice.
I got their information here. As soon as I get off of here,
awesome.
I'm setting their link up.
That's how it works. You know, you will hear people. You'll overhear people if you're out there long enough. You'll overhear conversations, people talking about the market, about the interest rates, you know, about real estate, about, you know, oh my gosh, if we, you know, whatever, I just, you know, congratulations, you're pregnant again. They got 3 kids sitting there at the coffee table or the table with them in the coffee shop. Yeah, if we don't find we got to find another house. Oh my God, I hope these rates drop. We got to find something better. Like, we are busting at the seams already, and we got, you know, number 4 on the way. And well, it opens the door to a conversation. You'll hear this stuff. I mean, these are things I hear when you're sitting out there, you know? And so it's an easy way to just get in and, you know, hey, not trying to eavesdrop, just want to give you my card if I can help you at all, you know? And it opens a conversation. But, you know, I don't know. They'll ask you things. So that's awesome, Mike. All right, guys. Anything else before we go? Appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Tomorrow, Kelly and Eric, Attraction, Q&A. Next Monday, I forget who we're interviewing for Attraction. We got some big ones coming up. I know Sean's working on that. And of course, next Tuesday, Nick will be back with the monthly AI training. So that's always fun. So anyway, have a great day, guys. We're here to help you if you need it. Okay. Appreciate you guys.
Jeff.
We'll see you.